Hey, you guys, it's John here, Crypto Compassion. Welcome, Texan people and Pulse Chain people. Here it is Sunday. We're just going to be kind of just shooting it, you know what I mean? Just kind of enjoying each other, just talking about what's been going on in the Pulse Chain ecosystem and life as a whole. We know that Brandon Rags to Riches and also David Lee just came off a fast here recently this week. I'd imagine David has some stories in which he encountered throughout that process. So I'm going to bring on David Lee. We also have someone who's within the team, and it's a special night for Godfather J6. I'm sure you've seen him in plenty of the chats. He's kind of like a sandy beach in which you see him just about everywhere doing his thing. I'm going to bring him on. Hey, you guys, here we go. How we doing there, Godfather?
Good evening. How you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good. I've never had the luxury of actually even speaking with you, except for just briefly there in the green room. And I'm going to just kind of run it back over to you as far as, you've been kind of in our community for what? How long? I mean, you've been in Hex for how long now?
I got in 2021 November.
Okay. That's kind of my anniversary date. I think it was March 2021 into Hex, and I like to consider it kind of like generation 2 of Hex. I know there's the OGs and all that kind of good stuff, and then there's people that found Hex, Pulse Chain, and Richard Hart, and fell in love with the idea of decentralization and self-sovereignty and all that kind of good stuff. So welcome. Thank you. Thanks for coming on stream with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Is David, David, are you on? Is your stuff, are you connected?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good. Yeah. Godfather, it's a pleasure having you, man. This is super cool. This is like the OG Compassion Cartel stream, right? With the three of us. I know we were all three really early into there, and following and subscribing to Crypto Heartbeat. So this is pretty cool. This wasn't expected, but with Christmas coming and everything, it is awfully timely.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna just give a quick shout out to some folks that are in the stream. Samantha, it's great to see you. Mobius, Hex Force 1. Of course, we got Godfather J6 there and myself. David, you put on a little rumble last night, and I got to thank you, Quinn. Hexy.
Yes, thank you, Quinn. It wouldn't happen without Quinn.
And you did your thing and kind of like faced like some fears, if you will, and punched fear in the face. And congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Talk to me about that fasting experience. I know that you did. What did you do? 72 hours fast?
I ended up because I started mine at midnight and I wanted to go for a personal best. I went for the next morning.
Okay.
So I got 80 hours in, and it's a hellish roller coaster.
Right.
And I don't think I was fully prepared because, man, it hit me like a ton of bricks afterwards. It was like having COVID, headache and fatigue. Yeah, I was down for a couple of days, but I've been running it pretty hard for a couple of years. But it was, Stace does them before chemo, and 72 hours day before, day of, and day after. So at least I wasn't a novice. I knew the hell that was coming, and I do intermittent fasting. I don't eat till noon every day anyway. So yeah, I'm kind of prepped. I'm almost like an old hand after a couple of years of it.
Right.
But I would definitely recommend it, especially 72. After that, it starts it might start eating into some muscle and stuff, but up to 72 hours, you're good, and you're getting really good autophagy, cleaning your body out and regenerating. And, it's part of the wonder that God created within us. So, yeah. And it's funny. We didn't even know about it till it won, I think it was a 2015 Nobel Prize in Medicine. And, before that, doctors had actually identified it in the 60s, and they just thought they were, healthy cells beating up on bullying sick cells when they saw them getting eaten. So that was really when they started perpetuating the three, the food triangle and the 3 squares a day. Hey, folks, we weren't made to eat 3 squares a day.
Right.
I don't care how good a hunter your ancestors were. Guaranteed, they did not get a kill every day. Just didn't happen. Sorry. And there's a reason why it's in all the world religions, and yeah, so it's very cool. Give it a shot. Don't be scared of it. Right? What'd you say? Punch fear in the face.
Punch fear in the face. Yep. What do we got going on here? Let's see here.
Now, Godfather did it too, and he had. I don't know if he'd done it before, but I know he had some crazy experiences. To me, getting the COVID feeling at the end was not what I expected. But other than that, everything else was. It is a roller coaster. You feel really good at times, feel really weird at times. But yeah, what do you think, Godfather?
I think he just popped in the chat.
No, we're good.
Okay.
For me, I had never done it before. I think the longest I had ever done kind of a personal fast or by choice, was 24 hours. But yeah, it got the first day wasn't too bad. But that second day, especially during dinner time, that second day, because I had to cook for my kid, my mother-in-law, and then for the wife, and just having to be around and do all that and stuff like that, it was rough. It got hard. But I remember on that second day, there were times where I would just I'd have to take 5 to 15 minute breaks, just kind of go sit down and just kind of not even think about anything or worry about anything, just kind of let everything go, and then just kind of get back to stuff. And then the third day wasn't too bad, but I'm an anticipation guy, and so the closer and closer that it got to the time, the 72-hour mark, the worse that it got for me. So the last 3 hours was probably my hardest of all the hours doing it. But it felt very satisfying and rewarding. And the next morning, I don't really even know how to explain kind of what I felt, but I never really experienced that kind of feeling before when I woke up the next morning on the 4th day. But it makes me want to do it more often. It makes me want to go longer because it feels like there's more to it. You can kind of unlock more, and just kind of the cleanness that you feel. I don't even know if that's the right word, but it's just, yeah, I wasn't expecting it, but I didn't know necessarily what to expect because I just jumped in just to do it, just to support Rags and everything that was going on. But it was definitely beneficial and worth it, I would say. And it's going to lead to probably some more positive things down the line.
Oh, definitely. If you can have the self-discipline to do that, you built some resilience there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially, I see. I didn't have to cook meals for kids and family and stuff like that as much, because that is torture. That is the torture. It is, especially if you're a good cook.
Right. Yeah, I think my max has probably been 4 days, and there is a level of clarity and there is a spiritual element to it, especially when you know that there's a certain time that you would typically eat. And so if you're not eating during that time and you kind of stop and pause and you kind of reflect on life and why you're doing it, there is an opportunity to really become in tune, not just with your body, but spiritually. And it's a good thing. I should do it more. I know it's been difficult because I've been on this health and fitness kick here for some time. And the idea of, depleting my body, that I like what you talk about as far as the intermittent fasting. I do quite a bit of that, but prolonged fasting for me right now is like my body is so hungry for, just the opportunity for food after I work out, you know what I mean? Just to replenish it. But hello, Mr. Heartbeat in the house. Matt, good to see you. We got Godfather J6. He's acknowledging them here. Yes. So yeah, the fasting's great, and I'm happy that Brandon did it. Sounds like the outcomes, on the path of potentially helping out some children in need this year, and that's awesome. I know I had the opportunity through work to go and do something similar, where it's like I just went and shopped an entire day with some coworkers for presents, and it's a fun thing. It's a real fun thing to get a bunch of gifts for people who are in need, and especially this time of year, I know that we kind of get wrapped up in the whole thing of Christmas when we really know it's probably not all about gifts, but I know we get wrapped up into it here in America. Nevertheless, it can be fun, but as long as you don't keep your eyes on things necessarily, even though sometimes we incorporate things and kind of bring it back to the heart of the matter as far as family and God, it's special. So you got big plans, David, for Christmas and all that kind of good stuff? I mean, what happens in David's household?
We got Tuesday, daughter will be coming home, and Thursday, Stace's mom and dad are coming. Cool. But we're still into trying to get the house on the market. Right. And that'll probably be happening right about then at this rate. It's like a joke. They don't get it in the house when I say 2 more weeks. But I'm glad to be able to use it, even if I'm the only one that really understands it.
Nice. What about you, Godfather? You got big plans for the holidays?
Fortunately for me, I do live around the family, so I will get to see everyone. My mother's birthday is the day before Christmas, so we usually do like a big, kind of like a get together over at her house, whether it's like a brunch or a dinner and whatnot. And then Christmas, we'll usually do stuff with our own individual families, or my parents, they love to cook, so we always have like a prime rib every Christmas. And yeah, we're a big cooking and eating family over here.
That's good.
Nice.
It sounds like you're not depleted of time with the family, which is a good thing. I know growing up and still to this day, like I do not lack the opportunities to spend time with family. If anything, there's, when you incorporate other family members or other side of the family, you sometimes have to tell one side of the family, I can't spend as much time with you because I got to balance it out. And that's a good problem. I mean, a lot of people don't have, that opportunity. And so I do recognize that we're blessed if you have that opportunity. So Hex Glenn, good to see you here. Kind of switching gears from family and all that kind of stuff. It sounds like there's, in our crypto sphere, there's some interesting rumblings happening as far as Power City and all that kind of stuff. They're starting to roll out their stuff. I mean, what's getting you guys excited in the Pulse Chain ecosystem as far as things happening and what have you? Not all at once now.
I'm excited about Pulse Chain and TEXAN. Yeah. The things that are happening in Texas has kind of been a lot of focus in the last couple of weeks, and it's really interesting and far out. On the crypto side, yeah, Liquid Loans launching in Power City and all that coming, and it fills out the ecosystem nicely. It's getting to the place. I was talking to Robert earlier today, and he'll probably be in here soon. But the circle is almost closed for communities. You throw in a coast,
Yeah.
After Freedom Swap launches, and we're like, it's really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the things I'm excited about.
Okay. For me, I'm excited just in general for the entire ecosystem. There's maybe a lot of fractions or people going tight necks and Ethereum stuff, and people are like, no, we're all going pulse chain. But to me, it's the whole decentralized finance battle as a whole. Like, we're all the extra clicking of a button and stuff like that people were complaining about. Well, isn't that a good thing? Isn't that something that we want for decentralized finance? And so, for me, I just see it as something that, give it time. We're 6 months old. Everything is running smooth. Hex has been going for over 4 years. Pulse chain hasn't had any issues. Other stuff that's been still happening in crypto, other issues that still been popping up, and Pulse chain, PulseX, Hex still unaffected and stuff. So I think for the most part, everybody's overall feelings, they just need to kind of relax, keep DCAing if that's what you're doing. But we still got time. I mean, Richard said 52 weeks to shake out everybody. That's right around the time of the halvening. We'll see what happens with prices. And I think as long as everything's still going and still running smooth, no hiccups, just give it time. Just be patient. Just like when we all got in, what were we told? What was preached to us? Be patient, time in the market, not timing the market.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And I think that, Richard is being very patient, and a lot of people are, crying about him not being present. I think that's just him stepping back and saying, hey, you guys build a foundation, and I'll be back when it's time to go. And, on that note, I think that he posted that tweet as of recently, and I'm sure that both of you guys saw it. And it was kind of like, to me, I just kind of read it before I went to work, and I kind of said it to myself, there he is. There's that Richard that we like. There's that guy that just comes out swinging hard. I was like, that doesn't sound like a guy that wants to just disappear. That guy, that sounds like a guy that's ready to fight. He's just choosing his timing in which he's gonna enter the ring and start swinging. And that was just like a little taste of, I'm here. Don't worry. So it'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's just licking his chops.
Oh yeah.
They're just going to be a meal for him. The way that they've pulled this and what they've done, they're gonna. It's like walking in, stepping into a bear trap is what they did. They just don't know it yet.
Right.
I agree.
Well, it's exciting. Swinging it back to Texan and a lot of the things that Matt's been talking about, and obviously being a freedom fighter shill, if you will. It's exciting. I've been watching what the TNM's been putting out as far as some of their streams and their tidbits, and it's real exciting to see that kind of stuff happening. The fight is real, and it's definitely worth the sacrifice to fight for it. So I appreciate you, David, and Godfather J6 for, being a freedom fighter.
We're freedom maxis, man. Yeah, and Rags and Matt, last week had some really good streams on the subjects about around the holidays and freedom and sovereignty and what's happening in Texas. You know, turning it in petitions, 139,000 signatures, and then knowing some of the other work that's gone on behind the scenes, getting ready for the primaries and candidates signing the Texas First Pledge, which, you know, after seeing what's been happening on the southern border for a couple years, you know, if a candidate, they don't sign that, and the things that happen in primaries with voters when these kind of ballot questions are on, you know, petition ballots are on, petition questions are on the ballot. It could be a landslide, massive change in the Texas House and Senate. And it was quite obvious, at least the House. The Senate wasn't too bad. The Senate would have been more effective if they would have had something other than a dysfunctional House to work with, who had they had agendas, and it had everything to do with the Union Party, and it didn't have anything to do with the welfare of Texas or Texans. It's really sad.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty to be sad about. You know, it doesn't take you much to just take a look at the news and find plenty of things to be sad about. But then, you know, there's also a lot to look and see, you know, the bright shining stars within our community and other people that are, you know, choosing not to be sad and wallow in what, you know, we kind of know is going to happen within, you know, our lifetime. We understand that, you know, things are going to hell in a handbasket, and it's our opportunity and our job to be, like we talk about, agents of change and bring forth the message of, you know, of change. So it should be fun, you know. Let's see here.
Yeah, absolutely. Godfather.
Hey, it's back.
Sorry, hit the wrong button.
It's all good.
Were you going from the green room chat to here? That's usually what I do. I hit the wrong X.
100%. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah. Then, you know, especially those first few streams. There were some of those early streams where it was funny. I looked like a friggin' Jack in a Box. I was in and out so many times. Which reminds me, the respect that I have for people that stream regularly and do it so well as Matt and Brandon do. It went up even though it was super duper high, because, you know, one of those mentors in my life was kind of like a surrogate dad after my dad died, was Rush Limbaugh. And, you know, it was a friggin' art form. And, you know, Paul Harvey. And so, yeah, it was kudos to those guys that do it. And anyone that wants to try it, it's, I'm sure that my opinion's a little skewed after just one up, because there's a lot of it that was a blur. And I was very glad to get through it.
How you doing, Robert?
Robert,
welcome, brother.
I don't know if Robert hears this. For the past couple of weeks, his Wi-Fi has been, I don't know if he's frozen or if he's just being still. I'm not sure. He might be frozen. But good to see Robert in here. There he is. How you doing there, Robert? Are you frozen, or are you the chosen frozen?
Frozen chosen.
Frozen chosen. That's what my grandma used to say about, you know, her and her Baptist church there. You know, hey, we're the frozen chosen, because they're pretty, you know, they weren't very a Pentecostal type church. You know what I mean? But it's all good. The frozen chosen.
There, you're not frozen.
No, he's
Yeah, it's it kind of tells me my connection is I don't know, it's just really weird to other part of the house. So get and see if that helps. But good to see everybody.
yeah.
Absolutely, sir.
Ah, Crypto Heartbeat. Good to see you, sir. Well,
You know, I hope. Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say, hopefully, it's not a cyber attack. We're being predictively programmed as it is, right? Last couple of weeks.
maybe I'm on their list and they're finally.
It's not an if, Robert. It's a when.
Well, it looks like Robert's going to bow out for a little bit. So, David, what did you get out of the fast other than, you know, feeling kind of afterwards? You know, I mean, I guess I know you're supporting rags and all that kind of good stuff, but was there anything that in particular that kind of stuck out to you as far as some clarity, some point of reference in which you kind of felt led or anything like that?
You know, it did go in some to last night's stream. It had been something that had been pressing on me, and between the praying during the fast and well, there's a lot of things, right? A lot of times my mind, I think it looks like the beautiful mind. There's like an idea that comes from an inspiration, which comes from somewhere else, and it usually ends up being a lot of ideas. But there was a lot of those things that led into last night from the fast.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't think I was the only one that was moved some, because you're doing a lot of inward looking as you're persevering, and there's that dichotomy that sends you deeper into yourself, I think.
How you doing, Robert? No?
All right. Any better?
We could hear you. Yeah, that's good. And,
Okay.
and, you know, if it's helpful, you could just not do the camera and see if we can actually hear you, you know, but right now we're hearing you and seeing you, so that's good. What's you know, if we're going to draw it out, you know, we're going to give a little testing 1 2 3 with you. Tell me about your day. Did you check your note? I mean, how are you looking on that?
On the note, it's really incredible. Randy Hilarski community for the launch of the No Permissions token.
Yeah.
To see that came out the gate swinging, but anything brand new coming out, there's just volatility nonstop. But I hear that if like a pool on 9-inch where you can stake it like single-sided stake to earn BBC reward token, and I don't know what other than 9-inch, but man, seeing City just giving people the option to lock up their Pulse or Pulse X or dump is always a great thing. And week really on the crypto side of things was the exploit with Ledger. So now ex-employees still have that kind of access, but I Keystone Pro 3, give that a try, and if that is everything I need it to do, I am taking a hammer to the ledgers, and I want to put that fire for the audience. I just think it.
I'll be looking forward to it, Robert.
Yeah. Yeah, I do own a ledger, but I actually haven't even opened up the box to use it. I've had it for a year, and unfortunately, I have like 3 treasures, and that's been my go-to for quite some time. I'll probably end up throwing away the ledger, just based on their past performance for like the last 2 type hacks that they've had. But it's an exploit, and I'm glad it wasn't as I think damaging as people had thought. Maybe, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who got burnt, but it wasn't like like a bridge attack where we see like 400 million taken, and something crazy where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I would hate to be stuck on a bridge and someone exploited that, and you're part of it. So, but once again, many of the things that's being built on Pulsechain, and of course, the RH products themselves have been put into a place where they are secure in their features and everything like that. So that's very hopeful. I mean, we have a smart community, and it's always good to be many steps ahead of people that are nefarious in their actions. So that's good.
Yeah, it just really boils down to the fact Richard Hart gets it out of the ballpark. The best way to prevent data breaches, leaks, and exploits is just don't collect the information, don't have it. And that's why I love Brother KG and the Internet Money Team, is because they don't track you. They don't require KYC. They don't, store up a bunch of data. And that's the problem. Is the whole purpose of data collection and harvesting is so they can sell it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they can also keep an eye on, who's doing what and all this sort of stuff. So, Trezor's had the same issues in the past before. So I don't know. I'm kind of like looking beyond them, because I really feel like they should be on top of their game. We expect better. If you're going to prop yourselves up to be, all about, security, that's, yeah, I'm done with Ledger. So, but it is about 600,000 that got exploited, I think. So people, lost their funds, and it's sad, it's unfortunate, but we pay a premium for this. Mm-hmm. And we, in good consciousness, we want to secure our digital assets as best we can. So, but no, this week has been good. It's just been cold and rainy, and a lot of people, especially down here in the Sunshine State, sometimes they just don't know how to drive when it comes to the rain. And I can drive in the rain just fine. It's other people that, that's the problem for me. But as far as Christmas plans, I got my mother coming on, let's see, I think it is Thursday. She is flying down. So going to be spending time with her, my sister, my niece. Probably go out and go do a bunch of touristy stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff I usually try to avoid here in Florida.
I don't blame you. I mean, that'd be like if you just lived in Las Vegas, and most people I talk to that live there, like, oh, I never even go to the Strip, you know what I mean? But I'm sure when like family comes out of town, they're like, hey, let's go down to Caesar's Palace, and you're like, all right, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But David, that was an awesome stream you did last night on Rumble. I'm really, really proud of you. And I think it's good that we're branching out. We're looking into other options, because especially as we get further along with Texit, we're gonna start to see more censorship, because it's one thing for people to exercise their freedom of speech, but once people come together in community and they're actually active and doing things, it's like, oh crap, we need to like try to slow this down. So, but I've seen all that stuff with Facebook and other platforms, but it's really is something.
Well, bless you, Robert. I appreciate it. It's probably going to be a little series that's been impressed on me to give a message to the oppressed, the beat down young men that are having a lot of this pressure build up into them at a time where it's coming where there's that energy is going to be coming out, and I would like to try to push it in a positive way, because historically, when we're at this point in the cycle, and this is, you just don't want young men's energy going in a negative direction. You just don't want it.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be a little series. Don't know how long it'll take. Maybe one more, but yeah. Soon as I was done with that one, the ideal for the next one was already in my mind, and I actually did a little bit of work on it last night. So I appreciate
Nice.
that, Robert.
Yeah. And speaking of Texit news, David, do you know where they stand in that process? Because I know they got enough signatures, but they're getting pushback from the senators in that state, because obviously, if you're trying to exit the system, they're gonna no, and I know that's
they had them turn in all the petition signatures, and they did that about midweek. So
okay,
I'm sure they're going through trying to invalidate enough signatures to get them under the minimum number, which is like 97,700 and some. So that'll be the next thing. We'll get a readout on that, and if they after they course through those signatures and they still have the minimum requirement, then they're going to have to decide whether they're going to let it go onto the ballot or not. And if they're not going to let it go on the ballot, they're probably going to be slow walking as much as they can as well to delay that decision. And then, how they do it a lot. Well, now we don't have time to print ballots. I guarantee you that's going to be. I mean, we've seen corrupt election officials for enough years to know how they, you don't have standing. There isn't time. There isn't money. There's a pandemic, right? So you just have to really keep an eye on them and try to enforce, through your authority, justice within the system. And I know it's a corrupt system, but you do your best. You have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, and be as excellent as you can. That's all you can do. Let them. The more excellent you are, the more corruption is shown by their actions. And these things, voters aren't stupid. It's like that last line, that I sung last night. They think you don't know, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, people know when you're being authentic and genuine with them. They know when you're being fake or real. And the thing is I come from a conservative Christian family, and that was conservative values is that was the type of household that I was raised in. And just over my short years of being here, the more things changed, the more they remained the same, basically, more or less. And when I saw that a lot of the opposition that the TNM was getting from these signatures for it to go on the ballot, it's from Republicans from the state of Texas. And it's like, to me, it's a uniparty. And one of the reasons why I just got to a place where I stopped voting many years ago was because there's no term limits in place. And when you think about the system, it's a place where you can have a lifelong career, and it's just no. If I was going to vote, it would be for Texit if I was in the state of Texas, because it gives so many opportunities to correct a lot of issues and get a lot of things right, and just have the freedom to, it's like you're right there, what you need to do. And, I don't know, it's just states were meant to run themselves, but yeah, I don't know. But looks like the internet is finally doing well now that I reset the wireless adapter. So
yeah, you've been crystal, man.
Yeah, There is a comment in here, if you guys don't mind. You see, Bernard, am looking forward to being informed as to what exactly this project is. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to do a little bit of a screen share and just give you a recap as to what TEXAN Token is all about. So if you go here, Bernard, to texan.cc.com, basically this is the first endowment contract ever to exist on the blockchain. And there was a donation phase earlier this year where all funds, cash, fiat, crypto, went to the Texas Nationalist Movement, which is a 501c nonprofit organization. So basically, you can stake anywhere from 1 day all the way up to 22 years. You start earning a base annual interest of 5%, and you can scrape your interest all at once. And it is immutable, trustless yield, interest scraping, and it is deflationary. So that is giving you the basic rundown. So you basically stake your tokens for a specified time period. You earn APY, annual yield. You do not get penalized for ending your stakes late. Let me see. But yeah, that's the, it is ERC, PRC20 on Ethereum and Pulse Chain. 97% of the supply is locked in the contract. So in order to get more TEXAN token, you have to either buy it off the open market or you stake. And it was Certec security audit certified. So it is a store of value with trustless yield. So just to answer that real quick, that's probably the fastest I've ever gone over TEXAN.
You did very well, sir. Very well. And she is a beauty.
Yeah. And also in the chat, we got link tree/TEXAN token. So that is the link to all of our socials, which I'll post that here in a minute. But how's everybody doing?
Yeah, you're doing good. Doing good.
Appreciate the question, Bernard. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you anytime. So always happy to help and explain. And let me go ahead and put that in the...
There it
I
is.
think you did it in under 2 minutes, man. That's that one video you found. It was a 2-minute explanation. I think you did it in under 2.
Yeah. The more you do it, the faster, the better you get at it. But this is TEXAN or link tree for TEXAN tokens. So this is probably going to be one of the best websites if you're new to TEXAN token, which has all of our links, official Twitter, Telegram, TEXAN shop if you want to rock some merchandise, hats, shirts, hoodies, texan.cc, got Instagram, Facebook, Dollar Riot, YouTube for Crypto Heartbeat, Rags to Riches, TEXAN token clips. I think Hexy Quinn is the one who put this together, and it is just an amazing resource tool for just everything grouped together. Yeah. So, and she also does such a phenomenal job of designing all the TEXAN thumbnails. I always tell her it looks like a work of art because it really is.
That was super cool, the one she did for last night.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's great when I have internet and things work.
Smooth. Looks smooth, man.
Oh, yeah. But no, so far, I mean, it's been a good week. It's just, work, getting closer to the holidays. Just wanted to, get together. The next Sunday, I believe, is going to be on Christmas Eve. So I wanted to get together now with everybody because, people are going to be spending time with their families. So, but Godfather J6, it's good to have you on, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Sorry, I'm just in the middle of cooking some dinner.
Oh, no worries. That's exactly what I'll be doing once the stream is over. But
I will probably be heading off to bed. I got to get up at like 3:30, and we will be on the road by 4:30. We have a CT in Louisville tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish you and Stacy the best of luck. You always in my thoughts and prayers, and I always make an effort to call and check up on you throughout the week.
Yes, sir, you do. Appreciate you, Robert.
If you need to charge me for therapy sessions, go ahead and send me an invoice.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd accept Texan, Hex, PLS, PLSX, and a number of others.
Whoop, sorry. Yeah, no, definitely. And Drix, anytime you want to come back on, sir, let us know. We're always happy to have you. I saw a tweet earlier. Can't remember where he was at, but always nice to see our regulars in the community. And I'm also really excited about the 1-year anniversary coming up, which will be January 6, 2024. That will make 1 year since Texan Token went live. So really looking forward to hearing some exciting developments, eventually when we get ready to get Freedom Swap moved out. That's going to be really amazing. And just, other communities coming on board, and everybody, all it takes is one freedom movement to kick it off. And then everybody's like, yeah, I want to do that too. We got problems over here.
People are realizing they better become freedom maxis now, or they still have some. This last week, back into the federal house, it's a shame speaker said, no more money to Ukraine and everything without securing the border. And they got more money to Ukraine. They reauthorized a provision from the Patriot Act 702 that allows them to spy on us, trashing the Fourth Amendment. Mm-hmm. And it was just total clown world, man.
Yeah, it's always been about eroding the Constitution, trying to slowly chisel away at our unalienable God-given rights. And that's the thing, is if you get enough people to, not know who they are, where they come from, or even, the power that they hold, then that's the key to controlling people. It's a constant battle for the mind.
Yep.
Yes. Constant battle.
Yeah, that's.
I wish I could find the words to really try to explain to a lot of people how much mind control forces they're under. But one thing I would say to people, just take a snapshot when you're driving. Just when you're driving, you're in your car, and the billboards and the signs and even bumper stickers, right? There are things all around you trying to get you to elicit reactions and make you think about, well, it could be even just like last night I was talking about the Overton window. Get you to accept this as normal. That's a lot of the dysfunction right now. We know there's a lot of shit going on, pardon the language, that isn't normal.
Yeah, and it's only going to continue to get worse. I mean, what we allow is what will continue, and pretty much know how these 4-year cycles go. I mean, we've got an election year coming up, so going to start to see everybody on their best behavior. Going to see price of gasoline come down. The Fed wants to lower their rate hike increases. They want to actually decrease it because you got to make the numbers look good, make the economy look strong, because you got people who are trying to get reelected or run. So I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm, as far as crypto goes, I'm just looking forward to moving forward, meaning we're getting closer to the Bitcoin halving. And then once you get past that, it's like, we're heading in the right direction because they can only turn the money printers off for so long. And, it's like a drug. It's like, okay, we got to get back on the drug now. So, but you can't keep DeFi down. Crypto's just exploding. It's getting bigger. More people want in, especially these companies, these institutions. And like Crypto Compassion was saying earlier, eventually Richard will return. He's doing his thing. He has his reasons, I'm sure. And a lot of people want him to come back and start streaming again because, it's like they want their bags pumped. And I get it, but we're in a transitional phase where there's still lots of great DCA opportunities on the table. And right now, I would say one of the biggest challenges is as far as onboarding, new people into crypto is, how to get them to see the opportunities, because their perspective from how they're looking at this, it's like, well, everything's down, everything sucks. It's like, no, it's Black Friday deals for month after month after month. Like, load up now. So whatever you want, last call for alcohol, buy it now. But not
maybe the calm
financial.
before the storm.
Yeah. And I like seeing all the different founders and builders in the Pulse Chain ecosystem coming together, collaborating, just trying to make things like we're trying to build our own digital utopia when you really think about it. And I think the best thing is collaboration versus competing with one another. And it's just so many, the best times to be building and launching things is now. So
it is. It's perfect timing. And I think there will be a lot of these people that this cycle is repeated enough, right? They're going to want to get like you said, the economy cranking towards the election time.
Oh yeah.
And they also know where, that inflation is still high. They cut rates. It's going to have a boomerang effect, probably to go along with more deficit spending and money. So yeah, it's playing right into crypto's hands. It's perfect.
Yep. And sometime next year, you're going to start hearing promises about we're going to pay off your student loans. You're never going to have a healthcare bill again. Do not fall for any of that. It's I'm sorry. It's the same old things to keep you locked in. And that's when you look. I think when you look back at the French Revolution, people just had this idea that, hey, we're not going to live under this serf and peasant system anymore. And they went about it through a bloody revolution means, but they just looked at it like, we're not going to be slaves and be classified, in these levels from the day we're born to the day we die. But
when those energies spun off in the wrong direction is the French Revolution, right? It leads to the Reign of Terror, which gives us Napoleon and that whole age. It was the sixth friggin' coalition that defeated Napoleon. He defeated 5 coalitions before that. Is that badass or what?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No. I think they're getting ready to release a Napoleon movie. I saw on, I think, Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, man. Without making, because he may have been, I think it's something like 68. Might be like 68 battles he personally commanded in. How do you cover that in a movie?
Right.
Yeah, no idea.
Well, probably, you can pick out the big ones, Waterloo and Austerlitz and Leipzig and, the Pyrrhic victory in Russia before he took Moscow. But yeah, you could probably pick out a greatest hits. The big ones. inflection points, like I was talking about last night. You know, Austerlitz led to the ending of the Holy Roman Empire, and then right, Waterloo is his swan song.
David, which one was it in particular where he came back and was like, "Hey, we got beat," and then the stock market dropped, and they basically bought up the stock market. Then he said, "Oh, we won." Just joking.
That was Waterloo.
Was it Waterloo?
Yeah.
So,
and yeah, because you did in those days, even in that time, you easily have 24 hours.
So not only courageous, but very shady also, huh?
Well, yeah, even at that time, you think, you know, that happened in London and the British Army at that time. And it's hard to, one of the primary sources of income that the king had was selling commissions. So most of those guys, they didn't raise through the ranks. They were wealthy people that bought, and in some cases, borrowed to get a command, get a commission. So there's this underlying, you know, it's very feudalistic still at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had aristocracy and you had the House of Lords, which was at that point more powerful than the House of Commons. And so, there was a lot of corruption, a lot of people paying people off, and who you knew, it all counted a lot. Or you didn't count at all, right? Because all those dudes that died on the battlefield, you know what happened to them, right? Pushed into mass graves, and no one ever knew. Their family, they left, and they never came back.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got one last thing that I was going to share real quick. That really got me excited was OX Coast. For those that are not aware, that is literally the first fiat on-ramp to get capital into Pulse Chain. So one of the things that they did recently is you could do a wire transfer or ACH through your bank account, and you would get their stable coin, which was the CST. But they have allowed for people to swap their fiat directly for Pulse. So for new users who are looking to get onto Pulse Chain, it never really made sense to me, like for somebody who may not have Pulse to get the stable coin, but you can get PLS when you onboard with Coast. So it just makes things a lot easier. So I know some of the newer folks are going to come in through the Ethereum route, especially those that, especially they hear about TEXAN, but this is something to take a look at. So shout out to Stoic and Resolute Rhino from the Coast team. So it's just getting so much easier to get into Pulse Chain, and eventually, I think we have like a ETF coming up for Ethereum in January. So as the price of Ethereum goes up, so is the cost of Gwei. So as we get closer, more further along, we're going to see more expensive gas fees on the Ethereum network. So these things may not mean much or matter to people right now, but they will later on down the road. So always keep your options open, and just always keep learning. Learning is always free.
Speaking of, I remembered the name, Borodino. The Pyrrhic victory in Russia, Borodino. I didn't look it up either. I just remembered. Old brain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, is my father was a big fan of history, and he just I grew up just walk in the living room, History Channel was on, either that or the Weather Channel, one of the two. Just so, but
I dig it. Good stuff.
Yeah, but no, I'm glad. Thank you, John, so much for hosting and kicking this thing off. It was just one of those nights working late, and I didn't want to get off when I was in the car because I'm like, everybody's just going to hear road noise. So
Yeah, no, all good. All good. I think we've kind of hit that mark where, like we said, this stream was kind of a little bit more about kicking things off for the holidays and just, kind of doing a roundabout. And I know that we have some great opportunities come first of the year with some other guests that we're going to be bringing on that should be fun. And then we have a lot to look forward to. You know what I mean? I think the patient will be rewarded in our ecosystem, and I try not to highlight or bring too much attention to some of the negativities going on. It is what it is. I'm confident in where we're at and what we're doing, and the conviction is still steadfast for me. So, and I think everyone in this room right now is also very confident in where they're at and what they hold and where things are going. So, yeah.
yeah, no, I'm feeling good. It's it's just a matter of waiting, and how long do you want to wait, and if you can just ignore the FUD and just hold and stay off social media, just check it every once a week or twice a week. I think a lot of people do really good. But yeah, no, it's hey, everybody else who came before us had to sit through these cycles, so I mean we're no exception to the rule.
Yep.
We gotta wait and get in line no matter where we go. Grocery store, bank, post office, you name it.
Yep.
Well, I would like to I know we're getting ready to sign off, and I would just like to wish everyone the most Merry of Christmas, and I wish you the best New Year, full of happiness and health, and thank you for all the love and support.
Yeah. Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight.
Yeah. Well, I think on that note, I think we'll sign everyone off and wish, like David said, we wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And let's go kick some ass in 2024.
Absolutely.
Can't wait, man. God bless.
All right.
All right, guys. All right, you guys take care. Have a great one. Bye.